So just for me starting off, being a 90s kid, Jurgen Klopp has given to me what my mum had when she was growing up and what she kind of brought me up on, like, where she saw all that success and everything. And yeah, like as I've grown up, we've won, the Champions League 2005 and the treble under was Houllier. And then, I've gone through the dross of Hodgson and, Rodgers and stuff like that. So Jurgen Klopp was like the first manager that basically showed me what my mum had. Like, I was thinking about it the other day, like Grobbelaar is Alisson, Alisson's our Grobbelaar, Hansen, Virgil van Dijk, Barnes, Salah, like, I won't say that we've got like a rush yet, but because we really don't at the moment. But,
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I remember when he had his first press conference as well. Like, I was working at Foot Locker. I remember getting the notification that it was about to happen. Then I ran down into the stock room and I just listened to the whole thing. And that's when you came out with like that normal one, because the press were trying to press him to have some sort of comparison to Mourinho and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I hope this is probably going into something a little bit later on, but I do hope that like this is going to be more of a, is it a Shankly into a Paisley rather than, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope that we're going to have some decent stuff that happens now with Slot and everything. But yeah, I'll hand it over to you, Sean. Like, what have you got anything you want to talk about, like regarding like Klopp and stuff at the beginning and stuff?
Here, I've been writing this down for the last 2 weeks. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the Dugout Football Channel, who have been in contact with, obviously, Gary, Jen, and Tally Ho. Yeah, I mean, for people, there's people out there that are so young that all they know is Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool Football Club, and for people that are a little bit more senior and are kind of losing their hair. Me, like, obviously we're believers and we don't know what it was like, or we don't remember what it was like to be, doubters, and that's down to Jurgen Klopp. I do remember, like, back before Jurgen, there was like, expectations were just dreadful. It was just, if like basically hit Champions League, get into Champions League, and that was it. And we were kind of internet memes. You had Ian Eyre, who, like, there was a load of internet memes, like, he'd do the scouting for players to sign for another club, But, when I remember where I was when I heard the announcement that Klopp came, and the funny thing is I went into a pub and this guy with a baseball hat, German, big tall fella, came in, the spitting image of Jurgen Klopp. I nearly wanted to hug the guy and not have to explain to him why. But he's like, all of the rubbish that you see on social media and the press and whatever, like with Eric Ten Hag that do all these promotions and interviews and whatever. And Jurgen Klopp just basically came out, I'm the normal one, very modest type of guy, but he made a statement of intent. He says, we're going to win the league.
Yeah.
And he did it.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say. It's
I'm just going to go over some stats, but I just wanted to give a shout out to Jen for the super chat, that I think it is. Yeah. About that one there for you, Shano.
Thanking you. Mighty Reds as well. That's Brandon, who a good friend of mine as well.
All right, Brandon. And you got G over at GTV Football Channel.
Yeah.
I was on a stream with him over on is it Jamie Phillips's channel, and me and him seem to be the only ones that were kind of having the opinion, and it's good to have someone who's got the same sort of wavelength as you when you're talking about stuff, so everyone don't gang up on you. So yeah, go give him a subscribe and have a look at his channel, guys. It's really, really good. So yeah, just touching on what Klopp did and everything at Liverpool. So I saw this earlier on. So apparently, there's a percentage here of like his win percentage and everything like that. And out of 491 games, he won 60.9% of them. And then underneath that, you've got Kenny Dalglish, 381 games, 58%. Bob Paisley, 535, 57%. Benitez, 350 at 55%. And then Joe Fagan, 131 at 53%. So he's up there with like, probably, you know, the greatest, you know, managers that Liverpool have ever had in terms to win percentage and everything like that. And then obviously the stuff that he did win with us, you know, with the Champions League, the Super Cup, the World Club Cup, the Premier League, the Carabao, the FA, the Community Shield, and then the Carabao again this year. Like, he literally just brought everything that I've never experienced as a Liverpool fan in my lifetime in such a short amount of time as well. Like, I think there was something that I saw earlier on around, was it Alex Ferguson? For Sir Alex Ferguson to have won what he won, it took him 13 years, and Klopp did in 6 years or whatever it was, 9 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just phenomenal. Like, manager, really, really. I just can't think of anyone else could have come in and done the job he did with the circumstances that he's having to work in, the money. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's worked absolute wonders. He really has for the club, for the fans, everybody. And as I said earlier, you know, I've got memories now that my mom had when she was younger, and I can pass them on to, you know, the generation after me, and like, oh, Jurgen Klopp, Mo Salah, blah blah blah. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then hopefully they'll grow up with potentially another manager, you know, like Arne Slot or whatever, you know, giving them something to look forward to. So yeah. Have you got any certain like moments other than like during his tenure that stick out for you as well?
Jesus, there's so many. I mean, first of all, his personality, like, you know, I can't get over this fucking loss at Crystal Palace, you know, and you know, the boom, and you know, some of the comments that he'd say, he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. But definitely, you know, when we won our first trophy under him, you know, obviously the Champions League, I remember, I was in a pub and the weather was quite nice in Ireland, which is unusual. And we're outside watching on the big screen, and literally there were two Spurs fans in front of us, and that was it. That was all the Spurs fans. But I literally cried. I just couldn't stop. Couldn't stop. I was out with my cousin's husband, who's become a Liverpool fan because I've dragged him in. But I just couldn't stop crying. Could not stop crying, and just seeing the emotion there between, you know, Jurgen and Henderson. And the other thing that I don't know whether you saw this stat that came up on Sky Sports now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you know the way rival fans like to kind of shit on Jurgen and what he achieved, and maybe he should have achieved more and all of that. We achieved more in the 9 years that Jurgen was at Liverpool Football Club than in the previous 24 seasons.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, in general, like the guy brought stuff to us that I'd never experienced. Like, obviously, like I say, I witnessed the Champions League before, but it was always like peaks and troughs during my childhood. Like, one year we'd finish like third or fourth, and the next year we'd be like eighth. And then, do you know what I mean? Like, we were constantly for what? At least I'd say 3 years. Obviously, we had that drop after the year after we won the league. But I would say for at least 3 years, maybe probably more, 4 years, we were challenging for the title. Like, we were there. Maybe not all the way to the end, but we were a lot closer challenging for it than any other point in my life. So
that used to be a taboo thing, though. I mean, if you wanted to challenge for the league or challenge for a title or challenge for any silverware, you're glory hunting, you know what. But, you know, Klopp came in there and he says, well, hold on a second. We're sleeping giants. Recognize we're giants. Wake up.
yeah,
And that's what he did. I mean, he woke us up, and he gave us the expectation of, you know, we're in it, and we're in it to win it.
yeah.
You know, that's it. And you know, he definitely made doubters into believers, because by Jesus, I was the biggest doubter. You know, biggest doubter out there. I was skeptical of everything that these owners did, and the policies and whatever. As soon as Klopp came in, I began to kind of ease off, take it easy, and then all of a sudden, he did what he did. And it also, the other important thing is he did this with a net spend of 346 million, while Chelsea and United spent $1 billion. And City spent 630 million, along with 114 financial fair play breaches. So, I think that's just phenomenal.
100%.
Absolutely phenomenal.
He's got the best out of everything that he possibly could do. Like it's like getting one of them towels and just rinsing the water out of it. He did that with every single player that he possibly could do. Who would have thought that Divock Origi, when we bought him under Brendan Rodgers, would become like a cult legend? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
like he's got his own song and everything now. He spent so much time out on loan in France, not doing much. And then he came back and did what he did. Before we go off, I just want to do something for Gareth, because I did promise him that I would do this. So it is there. Gareth Turner has some social media links. That is like the whole bio link there. It will take you to everything. His Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Cop of Anfield, guys. And I think there is a new one that he's just launched as well, which is in remembrance to Klopp. There's a lot of Klopp stuff on there as well. So if you guys are interested, there's the link underneath there. It's going to just scroll past, so you can type it in or whatever there.
Jesus, so, if I thought you were plugging a few things, I would have brought in some of my things here. I am wearing a jackdesigns.co.uk, does amazing stuff like jerseys and Jurgen Klopp stuff here. I don't think can you see it here?
Yeah, you can see. Yeah. Put link in comments so people can see it. It's fine. I am kind of involved with what Gareth's doing. I've got it on mine. Like, I think he shares my YouTube channel on there as well. So, thank you, Gareth and Johnny for the super chats as well, guys. Thank you very much for that. We've got someone else here waiting to join us. Hold on a moment.
Oh, Jesus.
Here he is.
Si, senora.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Oh, been one of them days.
You think he'd put on a Liverpool jersey for a change, what?
Mate, you shut up with your big fringe. Your big You look like Tintin.
I look like you in a couple of years.
So, have you seen what we've been speaking about? Or have you maybe caught up with it? Or
I've just got back from Asda, mate.
All right, no bother. We're just going over like Klopp memories at the beginning and stuff like that. If you were
all I can say about Klopp is that he made me love the football again, but I'm heartbroken. I couldn't hold it back in last night. It was just coming down, and my boy said to me, "Daddy, are you really sad?" I was like, "I'm heartbroken."
You know what? I was like that. I wasn't so bad yesterday when it happened, but over the weekend when they keep releasing these videos that have been coming out, all the social media stuff, I was watching that and I was gone half the time. I keep a nice camera here. Hold on a minute. Like, I was like just gone all weekend, and then when it came to the game, to be fair, I'm not even gonna lie, I had the game on in the background, but I didn't really watch it. It was just like background noise.
I was flickering between the rugby and the football, and I was just like, I couldn't do it. Every time I seen that camera go into Klopp and he was putting his head down and he was doing this, I was just like, it was just, it was this how it was. Yeah. It was, he didn't want to go. He's been forced out. And that's John Henry.
Oh, we haven't touched
Don't
that
get me started on
that. You know what? I'd rather have Sean in it as manager. Or owner.
I think it was Jen asked the question here. Yeah, there you go. She's put like, what do you think of John Henry? Looked about as excited as a wet fish.
Sketchy.
He did, didn't he?
I think it was kind of like, Linda, where are we? Or this doesn't look like Fenway Park. No, yeah. John, this is Anfield. This is with the football team that we've acquired. I hope I didn't spend too much on them. That's basically what he looked as comfortable as an Evertonian.
Yeah. Like my mum, she don't know anything about FSG, but she's been a Liverpool fan like forever. Like, she brought me up to be a Liverpool fan, and even she was saying, like, she was like, bloody hell, is he the owner? And I was like, yeah. And she went, you'd think he'd have something a bit more about him, wouldn't you? Like, he's not reacting at all.
He didn't know what to do. It was like he needed permission to go in for that photograph when he had the Champions
Yeah.
Ball, and he's like, but I didn't like. He was it Tiago? No, it wasn't Tiago. It was the guy who come out with the coaching staff with the scarf on.
Oh,
yeah.
He was a bit with him. He's like one of them, and I think he's got this is down to it all. Is that Jürgen's just gone? Oh, listen, I'm not taking your shit no more.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
Like I sent that thing to you. I don't know if you read it out or anything. Soft ass there was going, oh, it's not about this, it's not about that.
I haven't read it out yet. No. If you want to go for it.
Since he's been there, I've found that passion again. But since I've not been able to get into it how it used to be because there's no point. There's too many Chiefs and not enough Indians.
Yeah. I mean, like, to be fair, I was a bit on and off with football, to be fair, myself, for a few years, especially, just with stuff going on. And when I first get into work and everything, I was missing games and everything like that. But now, like, my work-life balance is a little bit better. I can watch it a bit more and I'm in it a bit more. And as you say, Klopp brought me 100% back into it. Like,
yeah.
And, I am behind Arne Slot, which we'll get into a bit later on. Like, I fully am.
Arne Slot.